Episode 27. Thank you all for listening to episode 26. I am Kane, king without a crown. I'm Gary, here with my co-host.
Bear.
And
Jake.
And Brandon is off forever, the immediate future. I don't know. Or he's going to call into the show to give his picks, but he's not here.
First time caller, long time listener.
Exactly.
Something like that.
And the funny thing is, Stat Guy shows up, and now one of our regular cast members does not.
That is true. It's a good thing we don't get paid for this.
Right. I figured by the time that it's all said and done, if and when Brandon ever returns, Jake will have more episodes in than Brandon.
He might. What are you on? 6 now? This will be 7 right now, right?
This will be 7.
Yeah.
And you were a guest on another, so 8.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And you've been Stat Guy for 4.
So Stat Guy went from Mr. Unreliable to Mr. Reliable, so.
Except you didn't show up on Saturday for I Am Kane.
That was a part 2 binge drinking.
Yeah, and I assume...
Been there.
I know you're going to be gone this weekend, Saturday. I know we're going to be doing our fun stuff of selling in West Virginia, but I have to meet you there. So, of course, I'm going to do the show. You're going to already be there because you'll be drunk, and everything will be good.
That's how it's going to go.
What about you? What do you think?
That's fine with me. I mean, I'm still here regardless, so.
Good. All right. So,
maybe you'll bring me some breakfast.
Burger King?
No. They only serve breakfast till 10:30.
Oh, what time?
They're worthless.
We got to record at like 8 this weekend, though.
Yeah, I was just making a point, though.
Oh, okay.
Like, I went to go get breakfast there this weekend, and they literally, it was like, I think it was maybe like 10:50, and I was like, oh, they'll still have breakfast. Get their freaking lunch menus up, and I was like, oh, okay. I said, you guys have breakfast? No, we stopped serving at 10:30. See you later. Over to McDonald's.
What was that, Big Daddy? Breakfast is over at 10:30. It's 11. And now breakfast is all day.
I'm in it.
Now it's all day.
Why can't Burger King do that?
And that triple stack, I told you about that,
Dude,
didn't I?
I got that Sunday morning before the Browns game.
Great.
Worth the $4. worth the $4. 100%.
Yes. So I'm going to thank Wes Anderson, of course, for Moments in Time, and check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter at Songs by Wes. And you know what? I kind of want to switch this up. We have a new sponsor likely coming on. I haven't confirmed yet, so we'll save that. But Bear, why don't you thank our sponsors this week?
I can't.
Any of them? Do you know any of them?
Yeah, PNC. I know them.
And do you remember her name?
No.
Cassandra.
I almost said Christina. I'm happy I didn't.
Cassandra, visit her at PNC, 419-877-0634. Schedule that. Next,
I'm going to do Sean last. So, Tim and Stephanie at Verizon?
Yeah.
Close? Did I get that one?
You got that one.
All right.
Thank you, Verizon.
Thank you, Verizon. We appreciate it. I have 2 Verizon phones sitting in front of me right now.
Who's our primary, the original gangster sponsor of the Over the Line Sports Podcast?
Of course, that's All Wear Clothing.
Yes, Brandon All Wear Clothing,
Thank
not
you,
the
Brandon.
guy that doesn't show up to this show.
Actually, yeah. I bet you Brandon from All Wear Clothing might have more episodes than our Brandon before it's all said and done with.
Once we start talking to him, we need to have him on. He would be fun to have on.
Yeah, we can have him as a guest.
Get in touch with him.
Maybe we'll do that for like the bowl season. We'll have him pick the bowl games or something like that.
Yeah, I got potentially him we talked to. Shiv might come back.
Yep.
Or Brandon from the Grown Ups likes to do college football bowl picks. So
okay.
We'll see what's up.
One, we should just have a large bowl pick tournament anyways.
Yeah.
But we can certainly get people. I mean, we can do it weekly too. I mean, because, there's, 10 bowl games a week for 3 weeks, and then obviously the big ones.
And we can do that on ESPN, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do the swag giveaway again?
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
Well, the funny thing is this one will be done before, it'll be close.
It'll be done before.
Yeah, no, actually, no. The NFL will finish up because
it'll finish up a week before.
Yeah,
right?
the national championship is normally that
like the 8th
Monday
or 9th?
right after. Yeah. So we should. But yeah, it'll be good.
And what about that last one?
Last but not least, you know what? I'm going to let you pick a country today. So Crandall's Quality Lawn Care. Obviously, we appreciate everything Sean does for us. I don't know his phone number, so Gary has that one.
419-704-5471.
5471. I got it now. Okay.
So Toledo.
Serving Toledo and the surrounding areas, and not
Vietnam.
Okay. North or south?
Let's go north.
Before they split. This is old school. This is like the 60s.
Or you know what I want to do because they're not a country anymore? Forget Vietnam.
Laos.
No, I'm thinking. I'm just going to say it because they're 2 different countries now. Czechoslovakia.
Okay, that's fair.
Do you know what those 2 countries are now, Jake?
I do not.
Slovakia and the Czech Republic. That's okay. So let's go with, you know what, North Vietnam can be there too. So we won't serve anybody, sorry, North Vietnam, or anybody that was from the original Czechoslovakia.
And, I mean, if they were listening, I'd kind of feel bad, and I'd probably offer them more of a discount. But you'd have to come to us and let us know you're from the original Czechoslovakia. I need to know that.
The original gangsters.
That's right, OGs.
So, Jake, why don't you give us the NBA update, man? What's it looking like?
All right. Well, before we do that, so what's going on with this Turkey Bowl?
I forgot about the Turkey Bowl. So
has there been
any
progress?
No, the problem is everybody's gone for the holidays, so I'm thinking this might turn into a holiday bowl or something. Or we can do I thought about this, we could do a holiday bowl, or this is my other idea. You guys might like this depending on the day it falls on, and if not, we can do it on a weekend. A St. Patty's Bowl. Just drink and play football.
That sounds extremely dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Yeah, we're old.
Let's do
I don't want to get hurt.
I like that.
Let's do it. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, tackle football, too.
All right, that I'm going to have to back out on.
Oh, now it all changes.
Oh, yeah, we'll see what happens.
How many people can we send to the hospital in one night?
17.
That's pretty much everyone who's going to be there.
So thanks for bringing that up. I don't think it's going to happen in the Turkey Bowl. We can schedule that maybe for next year if we get it in line. I'm thinking maybe we can do a holiday bowl, St. Patty's Bowl, something. But you want to give us that NBA update?
Yeah. So in the Eastern Conference, we got the Raptors 12-2, the Bucks 10-3, and then we got the 76ers who just acquired Jimmy Butler at 9-6.
Is that Ace Ventura jiggling his keys to his house? Ventura.
Yeah, so all the animals can get back in there.
Yes, Satan.
So you should pop my tab too.
Wait, what'd you say? Whoa,
Whoa! This is a PG-rated show.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Talking about my beer tab.
Uh-huh.
All right,
sure you were.
so back to it. Western Conference, the Warriors sitting at 12-3, the Trailblazers at 10-3, and the Nuggets at 9-6.
Let's stop here. What the hell is going on with Durant and Draymond right now?
Yeah, I just saw that.
I saw Draymond go full J.R. Smith, and Durant was all mad about it, and now they're having a big hissy fit. Now everyone's saying Durant won't re-sign after next year. What's going on
Well,
with
they
that?
said he might go to L.A., right? Regardless.
Let's hope so.
Maybe.
Let's hope so. Oh, yeah, you're a LeBron fan.
Fucking shit.
Next.
Well, I'm sorry. I just spilled beer all over my crotch, okay? Damn. Who even has pop-top bottles anymore? This is 2018. Have twist-offs like the rest of the world.
Let's talk about this. Columbus Brewing Company, I saw this when I was at the store, makes a beer called Thunder Lips.
No.
So I had to have it to pay homage to our 4th episode, Thunder Lips, the Urban Legend. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. It was a great episode talking about Urban Meyer when he first got into his issues and the whole thing. By the way, before we get back into NBA, can you just tell us, Bear or Jake, what is going on with Zach Smith? What the hell did he just do to Tom Herman? Can you please go into that a little bit? Let's talk about that.
Dude, he just needs to stay out of the news. Like, I didn't see that much into it.
He's worse on Twitter than our president right now.
Oh, I don't know. I loved it. I think everything is true because Herman hasn't denied one thing.
He hasn't said anything yet?
No. He said something like, haha, cool K or something like that. So you know he's busted. I'm sure Herman probably has been cheating on his wife. I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
No.
But the fact that, yeah, he was the one who pretty much now is just admitted he came out to Brett McMurphy about all this. And then, of course, Brett McMurphy putting the story out there about how Zach Smith? That's how it all started. No, it was Urban. No, it was Zach Smith, yeah. That Zach Smith made a racist remark to make some kid go to Florida, which literally like 9 different wide receivers at Ohio State have denied. Urban denied. Everybody denied it. Gene Smith came out and said there's no way there'd be a culture like that. They're all trying to sue for libel and all this other shit. It's insane. One, I can't believe that Brett McMurphy even has a job still because all he does is spew bullshit and how much he hates Ohio State or how much he hates Urban Meyer or whatever it is. I mean, this is the second story that he doesn't have all the facts to and is made up. Not saying that some of the stuff he has put out there isn't true, but these stories are false, blatantly false. And when you have, current wide receivers and old wide receivers and everyone pretty much saying, that never happened, we were there, and, Brett McMurphy wasn't, I don't know how that dude still has a job wherever he is, freelance. I don't know why people still listen to him. He is an absolute joke of a person. And you know what? I hope, they said he won't, nothing is going to go through in court on that or whatever, but I hope they sue his ass right out of there and he goes broke. Because that dude is a loser. An absolute loser. Just makes up stories. I mean, it's like he's working for the frickin' Onion or something. It's bad. It's really bad.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Even though I enjoy the Onion. They have some good stories.
You're right. Actually, the Onion has better stories than what Brett McMurphy makes up.
And they're probably more true than his stuff.
Actually, some of the Onion stories, if you look, they aren't true, but like if you go back and then like 2 years later they are, and it's just like, huh,
That's
pretty
weird.
good. It's like Family Guy.
Right.
Can predict the future.
And The Simpsons, if you remember all that. Hey, Jake, so you want to talk about that trade that the 76ers got?
Yeah, so the 76ers just traded for Jimmy Butler. I'm going to have to look up who they got for him. I can't remember.
They traded Covington away. Who else did they trade away? They traded Covington, I think a draft pick. Not joke. Saric?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Traded him.
Dario Saric.
Yeah.
Saric, Covington, and what?
Like a pick or something.
Yeah, second round pick.
Second round pick. For Jimmy Butler, that lineup, that puts them where they need to be, 76ers.
Yeah,
that's going to be tough.
That puts them right there. I thought Boston was going to run away in the East this year.
What the hell is happening to them?
Dude,
they are falling apart.
They are falling apart, and Toronto is just killing it right now.
Yeah, it's still really early in the year.
Yeah,
so.
That is true.
And they haven't clicked because Hayward is just now, because he didn't get to play last year, is just now clicking with them, so we'll see what happens. Morris is still coming on strong, coming in for him. We'll see what happens. They just lost to Portland. You said, where's Toronto at in the East?
Toronto's first.
And what's their record? Like 10-1 or
12-3.
12-3? 10-1.
12-2.
Yeah, they've been,
12-2.
Yeah, they've been killing it.
What about the West?
The Warriors 12-3, Trailblazers 10-3, Nuggets 9-6.
All right, and how about the Lakers?
Not too hot. They won the last couple games, I'm pretty sure, though. I don't know their actual record. I'd have to look at that. Barry, do you know?
The Lakers? No, I don't.
I feel like they're about 500.
Like I said, right now watching basketball, they're 7-6. I mean, right now watching basketball is, I don't mind watching it. I can get into it a little bit, but with football still on, it's tough to get into basketball at this time. So I don't really watch much. I see whatever highlights pop up, like obviously the Warriors stuff. The Cavs finally won yesterday, so woo.
They got 2 wins now.
2. Yeah, they're gonna get probably
none.
destroyed by Washington tonight, but
Yeah,
actually they're down by 20 right now.
already.
Yeah, with 9 minutes left in the second, they're down
wow.
52-32.
Crap.
Duke's up 46-9.
Who are they playing?
Eastern Michigan.
Wow, and that's a good segue. Where are we at in college basketball?
College basketball, we are at...
I know Duke's 1. They jumped to 1, which they should be.
Duke is 1, Kansas is 2, Gonzaga 3, Virginia 4, and Tennessee 5. They're all undefeated at this point. And Duke is currently up 46-9 tonight. So
That's crazy.
We'll see what happens with that.
All right, what about, because we're just doing quick stuff here until March Madness will be a fun one. We got to get a tournament for that, too.
Oh, absolutely.
What about the NHL? Are we going to do, hold on, first off, when we do that, are we going to do a pod, like a pod bracket? We're going to have a whole show to
What,
a
for
pod
playoffs?
bracket. Yeah, no, for the March Madness.
Oh, okay. I thought
We're
you
going to
were...
have to do a pod bracket.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that, too. That's going to be really tough to agree on.
Yeah, well, 2-1.
That'll be just one whole episode on its own.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yes, it will. And so segue this. NHL, what are we looking at, Jake?
Eastern Conference, Lightning with 25 points, Maple Leafs with 24 points, Bruins with 22, along with the Sabres at 22.
Sabres, Brandon. Thank you.
Sorry.
Sabres.
Kopika.
Western Conference, we're looking at Predators 27 points, Wild 24
Predators.
points,
Wheeled.
Jets 21, and Stars 20.
The Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, and I think the Red Wings have won 4 in a row.
No kidding.
Besides this last game where they just absolutely stomped Arizona 6-1. The 3 games they won in a row before that, they were down 2 goals in the third each time and won each of those games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 2 of them in overtime and 1 of them in regulation. So they still suck, but for them to put together 4 wins in a row, it's pretty impressive. So maybe it's good to uplook, and they're playing a crappy Ottawa team on Thursday, so maybe they can get their 5th win in a row. It'll be good for them. They need to get that young guy. Like you said, they're just bringing in a lot of their young players, and they're performing. I mean, it's good. You think that these guys are going to take a little bit to develop, and they're looking good right now. Jimmy Howard's been playing well too, even though I still wish he got traded 3 years ago. But he's still playing well for the time being. So we'll see how long that lasts before he either 1 hurts his groin or 2 starts giving up like 6 goals a game.
All right. Where'd you say the Penguins were? Are they up there somewhere?
They are not in the top 4.
Interesting. Well, we'll see what happens. There's an entire year left pretty much. So let's talk about NASCAR a little bit. Last weekend, Kyle Busch won to get himself in the playoffs, or into the final, into the championship race at Miami this weekend. So Logano was already in. Kyle Busch is in. Harvick's in because he lost his win, but he still got in by points, and Truex got in as well. Almirola had a good fight to try to get there. He still finished behind in points, but he finished 4th, so he had his opportunity. He needed to really win that race to have a chance. Keselowski was 2nd, Larson 3rd, Almirola 4th, Harvick 5th, McMurray 6th, Kenseth 7th, Dillon 8th, Byron 9th, and Bubba Wallace. Yeah, he was 10th. Holy shit.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty good for him.
That was very good for Bubba.
I didn't know that. Truex was 14th.
I'm gonna interrupt you just because I looked it up. The Penguins actually have 1 less point than the Red Wings do right now. So.
Wow, that sucks.
Go Wings.
So can you? The regular season title is over.
Yep.
Yep. You can hand that over to me. Thank you. Can you tell us what the points we're sitting at? Our points, and then you can tell the averages.
So points, you have 114 through how many ever races that
15
is.
races.
It's too many to count. I have 177, and Brandon has 192.
So being 63 points ahead, you can only get 40 for a win, so that gives me the title.
Gives you the win. Brandon and I can still vouch. I shouldn't say you finished. You have an average of 7.6. Mine's 11.8 finished. Brandon 12.8. So he can certainly still take me for 2nd at least. But I don't know what the hell happened with Chase Elliott. It would be nice if he was here, so he's the only one that actually watches NASCAR. So
Right.
I could have figured that out because I know he was
this
Chase
weekend
was
I'm
in
gonna
2nd
watch.
for a while.
I'm definitely going to watch this weekend the championship if Dallas isn't on. I'm assuming they might be. We'll see.
They're on at 1.
Well, I got
the race starts
the
at
ticket,
3.
so we're good. Thanks, Jake. And we'll see what happens this week. So our picks, we're sticking with our championship picks. We
Yep.
know Brandon is sticking with Truex,
Yep, I'm taking Harvick.
and I'm taking Kyle Busch. And how about you? You are taking,
Joey Logano.
since he's the other guy in the championship, we might as well give it to Stat Guy. He gets a free guy. So if Logano wins the title, Jake wins.
What do you win?
I mean, I think I should get some of that merch from the show.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think-
I'll give you a Jason Garrett clap.
Hey,
Good job. Good job. Oh, you lost?
Haven't-
Great
haven't won yet.
job, guys.
Great challenge. Everyone saw that he dropped it, but we're gonna challenge it anyways. Good challenge.
It was great, and so I'm gonna, before I get into, we're gonna start talking about football. Ohio high school football, Division II, Region 6. Anthony Wayne, heartbreaker. They were down 14-7, and then they scored 3 touchdowns in a row to go up 28-14, and then they blew it. They gave up 21.
They were up 28-14.
Yeah, and they blew it. They lost
Jeez.
35-28 to Avon. Central Catholic whooped the shit out of Avon late.
Yeah, Central's gonna destroy.
So Central's
Avon.
playing Avon this week. We're rooting for Central, local team. Let's hope they bring home that title again. Good luck to you boys, and we'll see what happens. So Justin on the Twitter. So what I want to do first off, let's have a follow-up. Hey, our statistics. We all gave our statistics for what we thought Des Bryant was going to do. How did he do this year?
Well, I said 0 catches and 0 touchdowns and 0 yards, so I'm pretty good. I'm sitting solid.
You didn't say that.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
No, I deleted last week. So
No,
I
you
didn't hear it.
deleted it. So
I feel bad for Dez.
Yeah, it
tore his
sucks.
Achilles the last play of Friday's practice.
by himself, right? Didn't matter. It was nothing.
It was unfortunate. And the Saints played for him and beat the shit out of the Bengals on Sunday.
And they just picked up Brandon Marshall, right?
Yes, they did just pick up Brandon Marshall as well. But Dez is still with the team. He can sign next year for like $2 or $3 million, which is pretty cheap, which is probably what he said he's going to do. So if the
sucks for him because he had 3 years, $8 million a year with the Ravens.
Yeah, and
that was with the Saints.
that was guaranteed, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
If the Saints win the Super Bowl, Dez gets a ring this year, so
They're not even stepping on the field.
he's on the team.
No shit.
Yes, he is part of the team. He's going to IR, so he's part of the team. Just like if Kamara broke his leg and had to go on IR, couldn't play the rest of the year, he's still going to get his ring.
Well, I knew that. I just didn't know for a guy that just signed and didn't even step on the field.
Yeah.
Because he got hurt. That's awesome.
Yep.
Good for
So
him.
he's still on the team, and they said that
That's
he'll
crazy.
They said they're probably going to offer him a contract next year, which would make sense. I mean, he still can, but an Achilles injury in November, I mean, that's an 8 to 10 month process. So He probably won't play much in training camp next year, and it'll probably have to be maybe the last preseason game at that when he comes back. So we'll see how that is. I feel bad for him. It's too bad, but you know what? It's good to root on the Saints and his new team. So I'm sure he'll keep doing that.
So before, I know this is kind of early because this episode's going quicker because we're just doing updates, but now we're going to slow it down a little bit. And before we do get into football, period, and we're going to get a phone call from Brandon, I want to thank our sponsors as always. Thank you, Verizon. Thank you, PNC. Thank you, Crandall's Quality Lawn Care. And, of course, thank you to All Wear Clothing, the original sponsor of Over the Line Sports Podcast. Thank you for that, Bear. And
that was Sean.
Yeah, thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Everybody that supports the show, we appreciate it. All our listeners, thank you for listening every week. Even if you don't listen to the sports or you don't listen to wrestling or one or the other, thank you for listening to them. And we can't thank you enough for everything you do for us and all the support we're receiving. And we do want to throw out to the, we know Ryan could not be here from the grown-ups the past couple weeks. Hoping to get him on in the next month. Or Brandon from the grown-ups, we'd like to have them on to do some college football stuff. We're looking forward to that. Like if you are into pop culture or anything of that nature, check them out. They are on SoundCloud, they're on iTunes, Grown Ups Podcast. They're fun to listen to. They're great guys. They're funny. You got Clay, Jeff, Jason, Brandon, and Ryan. So be sure to give them a follow, give them a listen. Like I said, SoundCloud or iTunes, you can check them out. So give them a follow, give them a like, and make sure you give them a listen. All right, so we've got Jake, of course, here, Bear here, myself, and on the phone, who do we got over there?
Hello.
Who are you, sir?
Brandon.
Brandon from the show has joined us via mobile. So, Brandon, I got this week, I want to get back to Brandon versus Bear. So this week, I want you guys to kind of discuss your thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys. If they were to hire Lincoln Riley, how he would do as a head coach. Either one of you can take the floor. I don't care.
Go ahead, Dub.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I just said that.
Would be, go ahead, Dub. That's you.
Sure, yeah. Well, from what I hear is that you think that this would be a good fit. I don't think this would be a good fit at all. I think he's a great coach. Don't get me wrong, but only been there 2 years. Been a head coach. This is his first head coaching experience, and I know he's the hot coach right now. He's young, and then he's getting his name thrown around for pro jobs. I don't think that's. I think it's too early. That's really all. What do you got, Bear?
The dude is a offensive mastermind. You got a young offense in Dallas that could use him. I think that he could coach up Dak. You look what he's doing with Kyler Murray right now, who obviously is more athletic than Dak.
Oh, yeah, Kyler Murray, he's a freak.
Probably can throw the ball a little bit better, I would imagine. It's still college at the end of the day.
You're saying Kyler can?
Kyler can.
Okay.
Throw better than Dak.
Yep.
It's still college at the end of the day, so it's hard. But they also run kind of like a spread option sort of thing, and I think Dallas would succeed under that with Dak to where he's throwing short passes or not throwing a lot. So I think if you run a read option with Zeke and then maybe pull out and throw a screen to Amari or throw a slant to Amari, I think that he's got those plays in him. Maybe I should just coach the team. I don't know. I think I'm smarter.
Yeah, you could. You're young. That's about it. This is what the league's transitioning to. It's transitioning obviously to an offensive league. It's transitioning to young coaches. Look at Nagy. Look at
McVay.
McVay. You can't really talk about Andy Reid. Andy Reid's like 64 years old, but still, he's
what
got
about
young
John
players,
Gruden?
With Patrick Mahomes playing. But yeah, the league is definitely transitioning to an offensive league. And I'm just saying, I think Lincoln Riley can be a great head coach in the future, especially, what he's doing at Oklahoma right now, and maybe making that jump to the NFL. But I say let's just pump the brakes on it right now. Let him get his own guys in there at Oklahoma, get a couple recruiting classes of his own under his belt. Let's see how he does.
Or he could take $8 million a year, be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, get the star,
you go 7-9 again. So that's totally up to you.
Replace the clapper, replace Scott Linehan, and be fine because Dallas's defense is the best I've probably maybe ever seen. You know, obviously,
They look great.
Obviously, the mid '90s and whatnot was much different. I didn't see that. I didn't
But
get
don't
to
you
watch
wish this
every
defense
game.
was with Tony Romo?
If this defense was with Romo and Dez, and McMurray, Jesus, I got Mick Murphy on my brain. I just ran it on him.
Or McMuffin.
Brandon missed that. I just ran it on him for a good frickin' 10 minutes.
Nice.
Well, I mean, let's go back to that. What do you think of McMurphy saying all that shit about Zach Smith, and then all the players coming out from Ohio State saying, no, he's not a racist, that never happened? I mean, this dude's scum, right?
Well, I didn't even see what happened. What was that all about?
So Brett McMurphy put out a story saying that, and I can't remember what the kid's name was. He was a wide receiver for Ohio State who ended up transferring to Florida because of alleged racism. So now the story finally came out and said that it was a racist practice or something or another. He called him a racist slur, whatever the case may be. Everybody, all the wide receivers they have now, all the wide receivers from a couple of years back said that never happened. If this culture happened, we all would have left. We're a bunch of young African American men, and that wouldn't fly if someone did that. Urban came out and said the same thing, obviously. He goes, I would never let that happen, blah, blah. Even Gene Smith came out. I mean, so you have everyone. Granted, it's all Ohio State people, but it's still people who were there and in the room. So, and this is the second time Brett McMurphy has come out with a story that isn't totally factual. He's just making shit up because his source, Tom Herman, got butthurt that Zach Smith was sending tweets about him, cheating on his wife, and busting him and all that. If you get a chance tonight, look that up. Look up.
Yeah, I might have to. I heard a little bit about it. I didn't dig deep into it, but
I'll see if I can find it. I think I tagged you in it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I tagged you in it on
Did you?
Facebook. Yeah, go through some of the tags I got because it was one of the Barstool ones. Click on it and it goes through like all the tweets.
And if you can't get deep into that, get deep into something tonight, okay? That's what we hope for. And
Anyways, back
Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, back to Lincoln Riley though. I think he'd be a good coach. I think they have to go young. That's what's needed right now. As we said, that's what the NFL is doing. Obviously, you have the masterminds of Andy Reid and Belichick who are still around, who are older, which is great. But you need someone like Riley to come in and just change the organization. You have young guys. What are you doing?
What are you doing over there?
Can I finish? Thank you. What are you, scraping food off of a tray? What are you doing? Jesus, do we need to call an ambulance? I don't know what's going on right now.
I think he's getting the top right now.
Anyways, you need this young guy to come in and change the organization on the offensive side of the ball. Like I said, the defensive side of the ball is good. I like Chris Richard, I think, who's kind of taken over. He's like Rob Marinelli's protege, which is great right now. So we need Chris Richard to stay on the defense, and definitely need to change this offense around because Linehan only is creative when his job's on the line. And Jason Garrett is just Jason Garrett. He challenges terrible calls and can't make his own decisions. So it's time to let him go. It really is. And I know Jerry said he won't do anything in the middle of the year. But he also said that about Wade Phillips, and look how that turned out. That's how Jason Garrett got his job.
What do you mean the marshmallow with a headset?
Yeah, it was funny because they said it was the same thing. It was, they played Philly on Sunday night after an embarrassing loss off of a bye, and he got blown out by Philly, and he got fired the next day. After Jerry the week before said, no, he's gonna stay. He'll be our coach. So
I mean, I'm young, and maybe I should just go start applying for these jobs. How about that?
yeah, maybe you should, and then I can be your offensive coordinator. You let me know when you get there, big guy. So not.
Yeah, just to close on what I gotta say about him. I mean, obviously, great offensive mind. See what he's done with Baker Mayfield and what he's doing with Kyler Murray, who was just a freak. Who will be successful, I believe. At I think he got. Who did he get drafted by
the A's?
Athletics?
Yes.
Yeah, the A's.
Yeah, he's not playing football.
Great offensive mind. I just think let's pump the brakes. Let's let him get a couple more years under his belt. See how he does. Obviously, if $8 million is shoved in my face, I would probably take the offer as well. But
if $80 is shoved in your face, you'd take the offer.
That's pretty true. Yeah.
You're right, and I'm just saying, money talks at the end of the day, and that's exactly how it goes, exactly how it is. So
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, like I said, there's still a lot of season left, and Dallas unfortunately saved it instead of just losing it. So now I have to go through all this crap here for the rest of the time. And I don't know. It's going to be a little bit of a mess. But I hope Lincoln comes and gets rid of it. I just want Garrett and Linehan to be gone.
So before we get into the college football picks, one thing we discussed kind of Dez and laughed about how our picks were a little off on how he's going to do this year. But Justin on the Twitter gave us something else. Can we think of a worse flagrant foul than what happened in D3? Brandon, did you happen to see what that foul that happened in D3 was, D3 basketball?
I did not, and I think you tagged me on that in Facebook as well too, and I did not see that. What happened?
The kid that shot the three, and then like 4 seconds later, the dude from the other team came and just hit him with a bow right in the face and about knocked him out.
Oh, and he got totally kicked out of ever playing basketball again.
Yeah, so he got kicked out of D3 basketball and then also expelled from school. I think he got banned from campus.
Like, was it just during was it during a play, or did he like come off the bench?
No, it was during a play. Like, he didn't close on him. He kind of stood there. The pass was out. The kid shot a three, and then he walked over to him and literally just pounded him in the face with an elbow.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So besides that, can you think of some worse or maybe some other top flagrant fouls that we've seen in the past? Anybody?
Flagrant?
Jake, you too? Anything like just a foul out of the blue that you're like, holy shit?
I mean, I'm sure you can pick off, any one of Boogie Cousins' flagrant fouls that he gets.
That's probably true.
Yeah, I mean, there's some
He
where...
averages like 22 a year.
I think you're thinking of Draymond Green. No.
Well, that guy too. Yeah.
No, I mean, Draymond kicks dudes in nuts when he's fouling, so that... I mean, yeah, there's the ones where the guys are getting ringed around the neck. You've seen it happen to LeBron multiple times where he gets hit around the neck and whatnot. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of interesting flagrant fouls, but that one was one of the dirtiest I've seen. Flagrant fouls are normally when both guys are playing to the basket, and maybe a guy gets beat and you go to pull him back or something. But this was just straight, like, he shot a three, nothing happened, boom, you just get punched in the face. Like,
I mean, that sounds like something like Trippy McGee, Grayson Allen would do at Duke.
Trippy McGee.
Are you mad that Duke's up by like 50 right now at halftime?
Duke's what? What's the score?
They're up almost by like 50 at halftime.
It was 46
Hey,
to 9.
they're my national champion. I'm not
Well,
jumping all over them like everybody else. But they're my national champion. Shoot.
That sounds like you're jumping
That sounds
all
like
over
you're jumping all over 'em because Bear, myself, and you all picked them as our national champion. So I think we can agree we're going to get Duke to the March Madness championship. When you didn't hear, we're going to do a podcast, probably an entire show where we have to pick our bracket and why we do it, and we have to agree. It's going to be 2-1, obviously, or 3-0 on what we pick, but it should be interesting when we try to pick our bracket together.
I like it.
All right, Jake, you guys think of any other flagrant fouls that were kind of rough in the past?
I mean,
What about Bill Laimbeer? He was rough. That's who comes to mind for me. He played some rough ball.
Oh, yeah.
90s don't count. That's just basketball. It's nothing you don't see on the streets.
Yeah, this is true. All right. Well, you guys? You got anything else?
I was maybe Ben Wallace.
All right.
Maybe.
Ben Wallace.
He's had some play. He's had some.
Well, I mean, he was in the Malice at the Palace.
Yeah. Who started? Oh, a fan started that, right? Throwing a beer on. Was it Artest?
No, they started it on the court, and it like spilled over, and then the fans were involved because they're there courtside. So they should just put up nets. That's what the answer is to everything else. So let's just put up nets.
Well, that was okay. That was fun. So let's recap last week. So Brandon and myself were 6-3-1 in college football picks. Bear was 4-5-1. Jake was 5-4-1. So this overall standings right now, Brandon is leading 63-50-3 is Brandon's record. Bear dropped to 55-58-3, and I am 52-61-3. At one point, Bear was 15 games ahead, and you did say this. Eventually, at the end of the year, you're like, you could still catch me. I thought you were full of shit.
No.
But you're right. I mean, it's looking that way. It's possible. I think, Brandon, it's going to be hard to catch you because you're making some good picks every week. But we'll see. So let's get right into this. You guys ready?
Born.
All right. So, Brandon, we'll let you lead us off. Citadel at Alabama, 64 points.
I have a feeling Bear's going to like this one. I'm going to take Alabama 69-0.
Love it.
Nice.
Bear?
I am on the opposite end. I'm going to take the Citadel here. I think Alabama wins 48-0. That's probably the score at halftime, and that's probably, after the third string comes in and nobody plays. But don't be surprised when the Citadel also kicks a field goal to start the game, because for some reason I feel like that always happens. Alabama goes down, or some shit team, of course, that they're playing comes in and goes up like immediately on them, and then they just get blown out.
All right, Jake.
I got Citadel covering, Alabama winning.
All right. Well, I would hope, but you never know. I also have the Citadel. So next, Duke.
Oh, hey, hold on. I got a question. You guys are the betting guys. Have you ever seen a point spread that big? I have not.
Well, you won't see that in Vegas. We had to go by what they think the average will be because they don't put FBS schools with FCS schools.
That's
So
right,
we had
that's
to come up with the average, what we're seeing, what they predict the score. So 64 is the total here. But next,
Alrighty.
Duke at number 2, Clemson, 27.5-point favorites for the home team. Brandon, what do you got?
Give me Clemson's going to cover. They're going to win 58-14.
Really?
By the way, I'm not keeping the score, so keep that in mind. We'll listen to it later. Bear?
I think that Duke, I mean, they're 7-3, right? They're not bad.
No.
And it's a 4-touchdown dog, pretty much. I mean, Duke will lose by like 20 probably, but 27.5, that's a lot. So give me Duke for sure.
Jake?
I got Duke covering the spread, but Clemson winning as well.
And I'm agreeing with Brandon. I got Clemson. I think they win by probably about 31. So next, Syracuse at number 3, Notre Dame, with the game being at Yankee Stadium with Notre Dame being the home team. Brandon, what do you got?
Give me. Someone just cracked a cold one.
That was me for you, buddy.
Why didn't you crack a cold one? You're making the pick.
9.5-point
I don't have any
favorite.
cans here.
Crack a bottle.
Give me Syracuse to cover. Notre Dame wins 34-31.
I like that score. I'm going to do the same exact thing. 34-31.
Notre Dame?
Yes,
It's a shootout.
I think Notre Dame wins by 3. It's going to be really close. I think Syracuse is going to get up to start for sure, probably 10-0. Notre Dame will come back and win, and they will go to the national championship. I'm sorry, to the playoffs. What the hell was that?
Where are you going?
They gotta get to that 3 seed and play Clemson before Alabama. Or they ain't making it anywhere.
Jake?
I got Notre Dame. I'm going to go they win and cover.
No shit. I like it.
That's
Brandon
right.
likes that.
Which-
Brandon would be happy.
Which means, you know what that means, though? If Notre Dame does win this week, and I think the USC game, Brandon, will probably be an 8 o'clock game, right?
Yeah, it's already scheduled at 8.
Are you guys... No.
Where's the game at?
It's at USC.
It's at USC. USC is what, 5-4? 6-4?
Yeah, but this is a rivalry game. Records are thrown out the window.
No.
I
don't
hear
give me
that
that
every
shit.
damn week.
All-
Every game's a rivalry game.
All I'm saying is if Notre Dame wins this week and Michigan wins this week, you know who you're rooting for in Ohio State, Michigan, right?
The Ohio State
He's rooting
University.
for Ohio State, which would be probably the first time ever. Right?
Why?
Because wouldn't you want to be the 3 seed instead of the 4 seed and play Alabama? Why the hell would you want to be the 4 seed and play Alabama?
If Notre Dame wins out, they're staying at 3.
They're at...
Michigan's not going to jump them.
Aren't they at 4?
No, Notre Dame's
No, they're
3.
at 3.
Oh, they are 3?
Michigan's
oh,
4.
I thought
Yeah.
they were
Stay the
4. Oh, okay.
Yep. So it doesn't matter.
All right.
All right, and
Honestly, I don't care who wins that game. If Notre Dame wins out, they'll stay at 3. I don't care who wins that game.
All right. Go Syracuse.
and you took Notre Dame. I took Syracuse. I got Syracuse. So next game, Indiana at number 4, Michigan, 27.5 again. Brandon?
Michigan covers. They win 48-17.
Bear?
I mean, it did almost take them a quarter to score on Rutgers, but I'm still going to take Michigan.
Yeah, I'm going to go Michigan wins and covers as well.
Wouldn't be surprised if they win right by 4 touchdowns on the dot.
Yeah, which would be great for us.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm also taking Michigan as well. I think they're going to win by about 5 touchdowns. They're tough, so we'll see what happens.
Indiana's got a decent offense, so
We'll see. But Michigan has a better
Jesus,
defense.
Brandon, that's disgusting.
All right, next, UMass, Massachusetts at number 5, Georgia, 44.
A lot of big numbers.
40. Yeah, this is the week they all sit so they can get their rivalry game in the last week. Which next week we're going to have we're going to talk about this. We're going to have a rivalry
Rivalry week.
rivalry week, and we're going to cover some good things with rivalries. Our top, favorite rivalries. Can't say the damn word. But for this, Brandon, what do you got? 44-point favorite for Georgia.
Georgia covers 52-7. So just barely.
We're all adding 45.
I was doing that math. Yeah, Georgia big, probably. I go Georgia 69-0.
I'm going to go Georgia wins and covers as well.
Same here. I think they just blow the doors off of them. Next, Kansas at number 6, Oklahoma. 36-point favorite for Oklahoma.
Yeah, give me Oklahoma's going to keep on rolling here. They are coming off that shootout with Oklahoma State.
They're going to keep rolling? You mean they got lucky that they didn't give up a 2-point conversion?
Yeah.
You got lucky.
Yeah, right.
Gundy called a terrible play. The hell was that?
That was awful. But I don't think they'll have a letdown here. Kansas, I mean, is Kansas. I mean, they're not playing basketball out there. So give me Oklahoma. They cover 45-7.
Stop doing that. It's close. I don't like it. Yeah, Oklahoma big. Oklahoma probably like 63-7.
I got Oklahoma as well.
Same here. It'll be interesting. I wouldn't be shocked if they did not cover, just based on what happened. But
Kansas they haven't been as bad as they have been the last few years, but I still don't think they're covering 36.
I mean, they have like 3 wins. I mean,
Hey, that's more than the last couple of years.
that is combined.
Yeah, exactly.
correct. All right, next, Rice. The college.
LSU Rice.
I didn't even give you the hold on. At number 7 LSU 44.
Okay, well, I thought you cut out. That's why I didn't hear anything after Rice.
White or brown rice?
Brandon?
White
I
or
always
brown
get
rice?
When I go to a Chinese restaurant, I always get brown rice.
Fried rice,
Or
man, at a
Chipotle,
Chinese
get
restaurant.
brown
Oh,
rice.
no, white rice all day.
Oh, brown rice at Chipotle. I'm with you there.
No white rice. Chipotle, definitely white rice.
All right,
No.
give me.
What kind of
was it
beans?
44.
No beans.
Pinto.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, Brandon.
Yeah, 44. Give me Rice will cover. LSU wins 41-17.
Okay. Yeah, LSU large again. I mean, like I said, it's going to be blowout weekend. This isn't the most exciting weekend of college football, but yeah, LSU is going to. Yeah. Oh God, I don't know.
44 is a lot.
For LSU, yeah, but LSU always does this. Yeah, LSU 63-7. Screw it.
They don't blow that many people out though. That's why.
All
I don't
right.
know. We'll see.
All right. Well, I say Rice will cover. LSU wins.
Rice will cover. LSU wins. And I've got LSU as well. Next, we've got Arizona at number 8 Washington State, 10.5.
Yeah, Washington State. Give me. I think Khalil Tate. He's playing pretty good. Arizona, I think, is playing better. Give me Arizona with the upset, 41-37.
So you're saying Arizona outright.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've been picking against Washington State the last couple weeks, and I've been wrong each time.
Yes,
so
you have.
I'm going to take Washington State this week. I don't like 10.5. I'm going against my own rule. I think Kevin Sumlin can pull one out of his ass, but I think Washington State is definitely going way under the radar. Problem is that they're going to lose to Washington next week, and they may be looking ahead to that game. So definitely a trap game for sure. You know what? I just changed it. I talked myself into it. Give me Arizona. I still think Washington State wins, but give me Arizona to cover.
I'm going to agree with Brandon. I'm going to go with Arizona winning outright this week.
And I have Washington State winning, but a close game. It's going to come down to a field goal, I think. I would not be surprised if Arizona won. I think what Bear said, just to echo what you said, I think they're looking ahead because they can't beat Washington the last 3 years has blown the shit out of them.
Yep.
And they're going to look ahead to that, so we'll see what happens. As a Buckeye fan, I'm pulling for Washington next week. I know we'll get to that next week. But
I'm pulling for Arizona this week.
Yeah, Arizona this week, absolutely. And I'm pulling for Rice.
Actually, I'm not. I don't want Ohio State to make the playoff.
Yeah, I don't. Just get to the Rose Bowl and play Washington State, essentially. Or Washington. Yep. All right.
Jinx.
Next, number 9, West Virginia at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, tough Oklahoma State, but it's only 5 points. What do you got, Brandon?
Yeah, Big 12 don't know how to play defense, so give me. This is going to be another shootout, I think. Give me West Virginia. Well, give me Oklahoma State to cover. West Virginia wins 47-44.
I think last week when they played Oklahoma State, I said take the over. Yeah.
You said guaranteed take the over.
Yeah, take the over again because it's. I mean, West Virginia. It's going to be that, but West Virginia is going to beat them by more than 5. Give me WVU all day. I think that they're not that bad. I'd like to see them play one of these top echelon teams. I think they have Oklahoma next week.
They might have them 2 weeks in a row, and we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But Jake, what do you got?
I got West Virginia winning and covering.
As do I. West Virginia, I think that they're firing on all cylinders. They're going to click some more. I think they're going to win. More than 5, definitely. Next, Ohio State, number 10 Ohio State at Maryland, 17.
Yeah, give me Ohio State covers. They win 31-10.
It's going to be more than that. Ohio State, I think, is going to put a good spanking on them this week. I think that with all this stuff with Maryland, too, they're a little bit flustered with the whole I bring Durkin back and fire him, all that crap. I think Ohio State wins this week, 45-17. They have nothing to lose when they're playing Michigan. They're way on the outside looking in, so this isn't a look-ahead week. If anything, it's a look-ahead week for Michigan. So Ohio State should blow out Maryland.
I'm going to go Ohio State wins 54-10.
I also have Ohio State. I think they're going to cover easily here. I think last weekend I was at the game. I tell you what, I laughed when the punter had a 4-yard punt to start the game, but after that, nobody's going to remember that. 5 punts inside the 5. He won that game. And that defense, they finally look good.
Yes.
And granted, you had Rocky Lombardi come in, and they should have had him in before, when the game started, and he brought him back a little at the end of the half. But when he was getting inside the 5, mistakes are going to happen, and that's what happened. And they fell 26-6, so that's okay. Next, we added in here for fun, number 22 Iowa State at number 19 Texas, -3 for Texas.
Brandon?
Yeah, I have no idea what Bear's doing to the phone right now, but
Why? Can you hear it typing?
huh?
Can you hear it typing?
I hear you breathing. I don't know. I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, I have to breathe to live, so that makes sense.
Give me this was a game that I was going back and forth on for a while. Give me Texas wins 27-21.
Okay, not bad. I think that Iowa State is going to put up a fight for a little while. I do think that Texas does end up winning. I almost want to guarantee that this is going to be a push. So I think either way you take it, we're going to put another tie up on that board. So give me Texas.
I'm going Texas as well.
And I'm going opposite here. I think Iowa State has won, 6 in a row, and I'm going to actually take them on the upset. So even if they don't upset, if they keep it within 3, like you said, this might be a push on the board again. I'm going to take them in the +3. So to end this, Michigan State at Nebraska. Nebraska, 2-point favorite.
Brandon?
Yeah, give me. By the way, what a great football name, Rocky Lombardi. That you should be like a linebacker and he's a quarterback. That's awesome. But Nebraska wins 30-24.
I would not be shocked if Nebraska won this game, but 2-point. Ugh, God, I don't like this. This is going to be tight. Give me Michigan State. I think maybe they win by 3. Maybe. I don't know. I don't like this. I think Nebraska's coming on hot, and I think they're going to be decent next year.
You say who wins by 3?
Michigan State.
So
I think they're going to win and
5.
cover, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to pick it, but I think they're going to.
Okay. Jake?
I'm going Michigan State as well. Outright win.
Same here. So before we get into NFL, I want to talk a little bit about the Big 12 scenario here. Are you guys familiar with what's going on in the Big 12 and how that championship game can play out? You got 4 teams within a game. You've got Oklahoma, you've got West Virginia, you've got Iowa State and Texas. Granted, Iowa State and Texas play each other this week. They're a game behind West Virginia and Oklahoma in the standings. How do you guys think this plays out to the Big 12 championship? You got West Virginia has to play Oklahoma next week, so that's going to be a loss for one of them. Do you think that they're going to carry out? And remember, Iowa State beat West Virginia. So if they can go through here and win, they could potentially get into the title game too.
I mean, I think that I don't remember who I picked in the beginning of the year. I have a feeling it was Oklahoma. So that's going to be my.
I think we said Oklahoma, Texas.
Yeah, and I think Oklahoma is who I would take. I think that all you got to do is beat West Virginia. Are they at home against West Virginia? Do you know?
I do not. Stat guy.
I don't know where they're at. If they're at home to finish against Kansas, West Virginia, they're going to go to the Big 12 championship game for sure. If they're on the road at West Virginia, maybe that might be a little bit different, but we'll see.
And who was Oklahoma? Oh, Texas was Oklahoma's loss. So they beat Iowa State, so they'd get the head-to-head over them. So more than likely they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless Texas wins this week, then we'll see.
I mean,
That's
and
possible.
it's very possible. So it's fun. It's good to get that. I mean,
if Texas wins and let's say West Virginia beats Oklahoma, it'd be Texas-West Virginia.
Well, West Virginia is at home against Oklahoma too.
Ooh, that's going to be a fun one next week.
Yes,
What do you think, Brandon?
Well, I mean, I picked West Virginia, Oklahoma in the Big 12 Conference Championship game to start the season. I think, I got Iowa State losing this week, so they're out. That'll move Texas to 6-2. You know what? I have no idea. Who's Texas's last game?
Probably Texas A&M or something.
no, they just played A&M.
Oh, did they?
They just beat them.
Oh, they don't play Texas A&M.
Oh, yeah, that's their
They just did.
A&M's SEC. That's right. Did they just play them, though?
Yeah.
Yes, they just. Jesus, they did. Lil Jordan Humphreys just caught a ball over a dude to win. He mossed him.
No, he said Texas A&M. I said.
I thought you said Texas Tech.
No, I said A&M.
Oh, okay, I missed. I thought
But
you
they
said
said they're SEC. They play Kansas
So
the last
Texas-
week. They play
Texas
at
has
Kansas.
To play Iowa State. So what?
They play
they're playing this week. Duh.
They play at Kansas in
I'm
the
looking at
last
schedule
week.
right now. So
Texas
Texas
does?
has to play Kansas. They're
Oh,
going to beat
Jesus.
Kansas. So they'll end up. I'm trying to do quick math right here. Like I said, 7-2. They'll end up 7-2.
6-2, 7-2. Yep.
It's going to be close because if West Virginia beats Oklahoma in the first week, I mean they're done because Texas beat Oklahoma.
Oh, hold on. What is? So Iowa State. This is
I
funny.
have Iowa State losing this week. To
Hold on,
Texas,
hold on.
so
They play-
Texas- So Iowa State's out.
Hold on. They play at
Sure.
home to Kansas State, and then on the schedule it says Incarnate Word at Iowa State, 12-1. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Incarnate Word Cardinals. I don't get it.
Oh, I see that.
I have no idea.
That's a team.
I like it. Oh, because it was their first game was canceled.
Oh, that's
September
right.
1st.
So
So
they
they're
added-
making up a game with that team that beat Michigan a couple years ago. Remember that in basketball?
Oh, in basketball, yeah. I was thinking football now.
Incarnate Word from
Yeah.
I think New Jersey. No, that's not. Never mind. That's New Jersey.
Well,
too.
so with the Big 12 championship, if Iowa State can get there, would they play on the 8th then? Is that when that's supposed to be?
I don't know.
I don't know. No, it would be the
They probably
it would
wouldn't
be the
play that
first. So they would have to cancel it.
game. They'd cancel another game. Great.
But I mean, like I said, I have Iowa State losing, so they're out. That'd be make Texas 6-2. They'll beat Kansas, so they'll be 7-2. West Virginia, Oklahoma has to beat West Virginia next week to get a chance, because if they lose to West Virginia in the last week, they're done because Texas beat them. So that would put Texas and West Virginia in the conference game.
Interesting. All right.
Now, West Virginia, if they lose, it's all messed up because they'll be 6-2. So Oklahoma will be 6-2 if they. I mean, yeah, it's a mess. It's giving me a headache just looking at this crap.
Iowa State, they had a shitty loss on the road to TCU 17-14, and that's what's hurting them. Because otherwise, they would kind of control what they're doing against West Virginia. So that kind of hurts them. If they lose this week, they're done, and Texas still has a shot if West Virginia beat Oklahoma. So Texas,
I mean,
any
what
one
the
of those
Big
4
12
teams can get in.
Is
They want to get to the playoff.
yeah. So they need.
They need Oklahoma
Because
or
if
West
West
Virginia to
Virginia
run the table.
loses this week, and Oklahoma and West Virginia then beats Oklahoma, you got 2 losses, and everybody has 2 losses. Nobody from the Big 12 getting in.
Well,
Yeah.
West Virginia and Oklahoma could cancel each other out the last 2 weeks if they play each other in the championship. because they'll play 2 weeks in a row. I could see West Virginia winning at home and then Oklahoma beating them. But if Texas wins out, like you're saying, Texas would go in over Oklahoma, and Oklahoma would be done because they wouldn't have that conference title, and they'd have 2 losses. So West Virginia could still get in. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. After this week, we'll have a better picture because either Iowa State or Texas is done. So we'll check that out and kind of see what happens. I like it.
I mean, that's literally a playoff game right there. If you want to think about it, that's because if one of them loses, they're definitely out.
So another thing, what if scenarios for the playoffs? The big thing that has come up is if Georgia were to beat Alabama, do you think they would still get in? If everybody won out, do you think they would get in? First off, do you think they deserve to get in? And secondly, do you think the college football playoff committee would put them in if everybody won out?
I don't. This is what kind of pisses me off is that Alabama could lose. I would love to see Alabama lose. I'm done with Alabama. Screw them. I'm done with them. They can go bye-bye. Go bye-bye. But I'm serious. I'm done with them. And you know what? They could lose to Georgia in the SEC championship and fall 2 spots and still get in, which I think is bullcrap. Because everybody talks about you don't want to lose late in the season. You don't want to lose late in the season. Ohio State got in because they lost early in the season to Virginia Tech. And Alabama can lose in the SEC championship for the second year in a row and still get in, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, but, I mean, you got to look at it. One, Bama's dominated everybody. That year that Ohio State got in, a lot of luck happened, to be honest with you. And this is coming from a Buckeye fan. A lot of luck happened, and in all honesty, granted it was a toss-up between Ohio State and TCU, and I think Ohio State was the better team. Obviously they were because they hosted the trophy that year. But, I mean, it was tight. It was very tight. Alabama, I mean, they have to – the only way they're missing this playoff is if they lose to Auburn and Georgia back-to-back. They are out. It doesn't matter. If they lose to Auburn and beat Georgia, they're in. If they beat Auburn and lose to Georgia, they're in. I mean, it's just a fact.
And that's
an unfortunate fact.
Really...
So who do you think falls out?
But at the end of the day, and hold on, let me finish my point. At the end of the day, they're still the best team in college football.
Right.
You're still taking the 4 best teams in college football. So are you going to take a 1-loss Michigan team or a 1-loss Alabama? You're going to take a 1-loss Alabama. I'm sorry.
Now, would you do that?
Mean, that's
Me? No, I would pull Alabama out of there because I have pure hatred, and that's why I'm not on the committee. I hate Michigan.
Well, exactly.
Who do you hate worse? Michigan or Alabama?
Michigan.
But you think they deserve to get in over them? Would it be because of the conference championship?
Well, this is the problem, is that if they beat Ohio State, I mean, if they lose to Georgia, right? And who'd Georgia lose to?
Oh, they got beat up by LSU, 36-16.
LSU, right?
Yep.
Okay. So Alabama loses to the number 5 team in the country in the championship game. And Georgia loses at the time to whatever LSU was.
They were 5, I think, something like that.
I don't think so.
They were both.
No, they
up
were
there.
3.
LSU?
Yeah, they were LSU. No,
I'm talking
Georgia
about
was
LSU.
2 or 3, and LSU was like 5 or 7 or something around. They were in the top 10.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that Alabama loses in the championship game to a better team than Georgia lost to, in all honesty, especially after Alabama blanked LSU. This is the problem. Alabama has to lose 2 straight, no matter what. It's just how it is. And are they at Alabama or at Auburn?
I think they're at Alabama.
That may hinder if they lose to Auburn. May. I mean, I don't know. I don't really think that Alabama is going 1-2, and they're winning one of the 2, most likely both of the next 2 weeks, regardless. It's just how it is. They're going to get in.
That's the committee's worst nightmare is to have Alabama lose.
Right.
Then what do you do?
And that's what I'm going through, and this is how it is. But they want Bama in no matter what. So if they lose 1, they're putting them in. If they lose 2, that's their worst nightmare. Because then they have to take them out, and then you have to have Clemson, Notre Dame, Michigan, and Georgia. And don't get me wrong, really they're all huge buys, but Notre Dame's your biggest buy. That's really what it is there. Because Michigan, all the fans are now buying their gear back again after the last 10 shitty years they've had. So it's true, Michigan fans are so hot and cold, it's not even funny. At least, as much as I give you shit, at least you stick by Notre Dame forever and you don't cry about it.
Well, he cries.
Well, you know what I mean. Not like,
by
oh,
myself.
no, they cheated, baby.
No.
I go to a different team.
No, he
I
doesn't.
hate Ohio State.
The Michigan thing. Sit down, you little bitch. When he sent me the Snapchat of Brandon at the watching the Michigan Notre Dame game. All right, so let's get into NFL. Bear, where are we sitting in Pigskin Pick'em?
We are still in first.
I think we're a game ahead, right?
Yes, we are still a game ahead after a crappy week of 7 wins. Wellington's Wieners, Gary's burner team, put up 9 wins, so he's one behind. Mr. Perfect also put up 7
Good
like
job,
we
Kevin
did.
Durant.
He is also one behind. V. Elise, who Gary still doesn't know who it is, and I don't think anybody does, is at 94, so they're 3 behind. The West
Good for them.
Texas. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it. The West Texas Rednecks are sitting at 90, 7 behind. And Hot Friend gained 1 on us. She is now 9 back. So not out of it yet. We are going into week 11 already? Ugh, God, I hate how fast the NFL season, just football season goes in general. It's the worst.
I hate it.
Can't wait till the XFL is back.
Well,
Makes me cry.
that won't be for 2 years. This year it's the Alliance of American Football.
I can't wait till the XFL is back. I don't care if
If
it's
it comes
10 years
back.
from now. Anyways, back to NFL. So we're still up. We're still winning. Come get us. Boom shakalaka.
So to kind of update last week's picks, Brandon was 8-5, Bear was 7-7, I was 9-5, Jake was 6-8. Good job, stat guy.
Thank you.
And Shiv, who gave complimentary picks, was 10-4. So even though my burner team is at 96 because I missed that Browns-Jets game, I am sitting at 97, 44-2, tied with the pod. Bear is 2 games back now. This is the biggest lead I've had on Bear. 95, 46-2, and Brandon is sitting at 89, 52-2, 8 games back of me. So let's just get right into this week's picks. So week 11 picks, the buys this week: Bills, Browns, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, and Niners.
Another 6 teams.
Yes, big buys. So let's start with Thursday night: Packers at Seahawks. Brandon, what do you got?
Give me the 12th man. Give me the Seahawks.
Wow. I thought I was going to be the only one on them. I've been back and forth. I think it's going to be a good game, but Green Bay just does not have good luck in Seattle. So Seattle close.
Yeah, this is a huge game for both teams. I mean, Seattle's 4-5, and Green Bay's 4-1.
Yep. And I was just actually talking to Cody about this earlier. I mean, if they lose this game and lose game 2 to Minnesota, they're done. They're out of the playoffs. They're toast because you already pretty much have, one, you have one wild card, not really wrapped up, but I mean, Carolina is killing it right now. So Carolina's up there. Obviously, you have Minnesota and Green Bay vying for that seed there. Chicago's leading the division. A lot still can happen. There's a lot of football left to play. The NFC East is only going to get one team, the division winner. The NFC West, Seattle needs to win this game or they're pretty much out of the playoffs. So if they go to 4-6, they're the only team from the NFC, the other team from the NFC West who has a shot to get that wild card. Atlanta has an outside chance, but losing to Cleveland certainly did not help. So we'll see as we get into the Cowboys and Falcons big game this week. So, I think that Seattle keeps their hopes alive just because Green Bay's had such bad luck in Seattle.
Jake?
And I am going with the Packers.
Yep, I agree with Jake. I'm going to go with the Packers, too, here on the road. So the podcast, though, is taking the Seahawks. I'm going to take the Packers. So either they are going to gain a game on me or I'm going to go up another game. Next, Titans at Colts. Brandon?
Another one of these games I was going back and forth on. The Colts, 4-5. They're coming in hot lately. A lot of people I hear are jumping on their bandwagon right now, but give me the Titans.
Now, would you think, do you think they have the best tight end combo right now in football with Ebron and Doyle?
Unfortunately, Ebron,
He has somebody that can throw to him.
Detroit to Indianapolis, and all of a sudden he can catch a football. So,
Well, he has a better quarterback.
Definitely.
Bear?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Titans as well. Coming off of a big New England win, coming off of beating Dallas on Monday night. I think this team's better than we think, so give me the Titans here.
I got the Titans as well.
Same here, all the way across the board, Titans. Next, Bucks at Giants. Buccaneers, that is.
you sent us a text or something saying what the Bucks got 502 total yards and only scored 3 points.
Yeah.
I mean, just pitiful. Give me the Giants. They're going to ride that, Monday night win over the 49ers. They're 2-7, 2-8. Give me the Giants this week.
Yeah, I kind of want to take the Giants as well. I think this is going to be a higher scoring game. I think that I don't think Tampa Bay is going to put up another 503 yards and not score again. This is going to be tough. But I'm going to take the Giants as well. I think the Giants at home, Odell, Saquon, I mean, they're still pretty good. Eli looked good at least last week.
And I'm going to go with the Giants as well this week.
I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to take the Buccaneers this week. Even though I was the only one that took the Giants last week, I'm going to be the only one to oppose them this week. So, next game, Steelers at Jaguars.
What was that?
Steelers, Pittsburgh at Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, again, Bears fumbling around with the phone.
I'm texting. Leave me alone.
Give me...
We are on the brink of trade deadline in fantasy football, and I got 9 people texting me. 3 happy, 3 mad, 3 that I'm texting them, and the only other person who's here is frickin' Gary, and he's sitting next to me.
Why are we texting about fantasy
give me
football?
the fighting James Conner.
Because I told Joe he's stupid.
Give me the Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers. Oh, no, they're not at home. Screw the Steelers. Give me the Jaguars. Here, I'm going with the upset. This was, I think, at one point the Sunday night game and got moved out because the Jags have been so bad, and they still look really bad, and I don't know why I took them. I just have a feeling they're going to win.
I'm going with Pittsburgh. They've been really hot lately, and I think they come away with the win this week.
I think they just increase their division lead or keep it up, whatever you want to say. Steelers. So podcast takes the Steelers. Panthers at Lions.
Give me the Panthers. Lions might win one more game this year. Bad. Just bad.
I'm actually going to.
Hold on. I didn't even get through the first quarter of that game last week. It was bad.
I mean, the Bears have a smothering defense, if that helps you out. Did you see the highlight of Khalil Mack go through about 6 guys to sack Stafford?
Yeah.
That was awesome. I'm actually going to be at this game, Brandon, so you can look for me. I'll be in one of the end zones. I don't know which one. Got free tickets, so I said, screw it, might as well go.
Well, thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
Well, I got free tickets from work, so I'm going with work people.
Yeah, something you don't do.
Yeah, so I'll be there, and I really don't care either team. I'm actually going to have my phone charger with me watching the Cowboys game while I'm sitting there at a football game.
I'll look for the loser in the Tony Romo jersey.
Well, I don't have a Tony Romo jersey, and I am still with work people, so I'm not going to wear a Cowboys jersey.
So are you taking the Panthers or the Lions?
Oh, Panthers, easily.
Panthers. All the way across the board. Cowboys at Falcons. Brandon?
Another game I was really going back and forth on, but give me the Falcons at home. Maybe they can win a game at home.
Do you want me to pick real quick? Just to make you the deciding vote?
I am picking the Falcons, so it doesn't matter.
All right, so I'm picking Dallas.
Yeah, good for you, because I'm not. Fuck Dallas. They can lose. Lose out. Fire Garrett.
I swear to God, if these go my way, I'm going to be happy in one fact, and I'm going to be pissed on the podcast fact. So I'm kind of hoping I want Dallas to win, of course, but...
Of course I want Dallas to win, but I want them to lose, too. I'm torn.
I got the Cowboys.
Come on, you're wearing a damn Dallas Cowboys hoodie.
So?
Why do you want to... Oh, you want to fire Garrett?
I want Garrett and Linehan to get fired. I've told Nate this. I've told everybody this, ever. I just want them to get fired. That's all. That's all I ask for in life is for Garrett. And the only way Garrett and Linehan are going to get fired is if they lose. You can't win.
You don't think he'll do the Jimmy Johnson, fire him after a Super Bowl?
No, because they're not going to win a Super Bowl. Scott Linehan is trash.
I
He
mean,
is
if they
garbage.
win, have a winning record, they're not going to win a Super Bowl. But if they finish 9-7, 10-6, somehow, you don't think they get fired?
No.
Damn.
No, they won't. They'd have to go even if they go 8-8, I'm not sure that he's going to get fired, and that's going to really piss me off.
All right, next, Brandon, Bengals at Ravens.
Give me the Bengals to bounce back off that shellacking they took against the Saints.
Yeah, actually, fun fact about this, definitely Flacco out. So
that's another reason why I picked Cincinnati.
Wait, is Lamar starting?
Oh, Lamar Jackson's going to run all over Cincinnati. They're going to get blown out again. Ravens, big.
Oh. Nice.
Shit, I didn't know he was out, so I'm going to take the Ravens too, just because I had the Bengals, but I'm taking the Ravens now and that's going to swing our pod pick because.
And Hugh Jackson just got hired
Yeah, I
back by
saw
them
that.
again, so the Bengals might not win another game the rest of the year.
I saw that.
And
They'll beat the Browns, though. They'll beat the Browns.
Bullshit. By the way, who do they play after the bye week?
Browns.
Next week. So,
Yeah.
they're going to kill him too. They're going to want to destroy Hugh.
So I'm assuming you're taking the Bengals, Jake.
Yes, sir.
Are you ever not going to pick them?
You know, I actually believe they're going to win this week. They got, after that piss-poor performance last week, I mean, they're going to come back. I hope they play mad. I hope they play defense, and I hope they knock Lamar out of the game.
Not going to happen.
We'll see.
All right. Who's the third string there
Who cares?
in case he gets knocked out?
Is Ryan Mallett still there?
Yeah,
I don't know, to be honest
No,
with
it's
you.
Robert Griffin III.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
that's
It is
right.
RG3.
So
He'd
that-
run all over him,
He'd
too.
run all over him, too. Woo!
All right, next. Texans at Redskins. Brandon.
Texans.
I want the Texans to win because, I guess if Dallas does ever have an outside shot, which I don't want him to, that would be the way to go. Like I said, I'm still torn on this, but I'm going to take the Texans away.
I got the Texans as well.
I've got the Texans as well. I think Dallas wins this week. Texans win to knock the Redskins down. And guess who Dallas plays next week? The Redskins on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So hopefully they can beat them this time and not have some bullshit call where a field goal is the factor to force
Yeah,
overtime.
they'll be in Dallas, though.
And,
so.
and that's what it pissed me off. So hopefully, I'm hoping as a Boys fan, I'm going to still stick behind them because they're my team. I do want the guys fired. Cowboys fan. I hope
Hey,
that
Michael Jackson, whatever you.
I would love to see the Cowboys keep winning, even though I want to see Garrett fired. I do think the Texans win, Cowboys win, sets up that matchup for tie for first place. And we're going to get into the Eagles here shortly. But next game is Raiders at Cardinals.
Yeah, give me the Cardinals. I kind of like the move that they made. They got Byron Leftwich as their offensive coordinator
Yeah.
now. He might be a head coach in the NFL someday. Give me the Cardinals.
Yep, I'm taking the Cardinals as well. The Raiders are done. They're tanking. They'll go 1-15.
I picked the Raiders. I'm gonna stick with it.
All right. That's fair.
That's fair enough. I'm taking the Cardinals at home. Same thing, Byron, offensive coordinator. I think he's going to – I hope to see him be successful. So I'm there with you.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, they don't have a bad team. Rosen is just so green right now, and he'll get there. Their offensive line sucks. Their defense is still half decent. Fitzgerald's probably gone after this year. He's going to retire. But that Christian Kirk kid they got is a stud. He's going to be a stud. Him and Rosen will be pretty solid here for the near future. I would certainly bet.
All right, next, Broncos at Chargers.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, Brandon. Did you guys see that Jordy Nelson retired? Because
Yes.
he didn't want to be with the Raiders.
Yes, I did.
He tweaked his knee and then didn't want to be with the team, so he just retired. Poor
Are you
Raiders.
serious?
Oh yeah, dead serious. He retired 2 days ago.
And the Cowboys got Amari. Which, by the way, Amari, do you agree that he is just
I know Brandon won't, but
he's
come
worth
on.
that first-round pick?
Come on.
Yeah, he is looking.
Tell me that this year in the draft there's someone better at wide receiver than Amari Cooper.
And Dak's always looking for him, too, which is good
That's what
and bad.
That's what I don't like right now. He needs to keep away. But Cooper is.
And Zeke's going to run all over the Falcons.
I'm
putting that
excited.
there.
Oh, absolutely. He's right running.
But back to
We'll
that
get
game,
that.
Broncos-Chargers.
Yeah, we'll see. Give me the Chargers.
I'm also gonna take the Chargers in the smoke bowl.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers as well.
Same here, Chargers.
Samesies.
Next, Eagles at Saints.
Give me Saints at home. Yeah, they're going to dominate. They're going to blow out the Eagles.
I sure hope so. After the demoralizing loss to Dallas, good God, Philadelphia, you are pathetic. Oh, talk all this shit and you lose to Dallas at home? Ugh, Jesus. That was the only time I rooted for the Eagles in my entire life. and they still lost. That's why I don't root for the damn Eagles. Go Saints. My Super Bowl pick.
All right. Jake?
Who day?
Wait, hold on. Let's go into a how many yards and touchdowns will Brandon Marshall have this year?
Oh, yeah, Brandon Marshall.
Or should we not do that?
I'm going to say about 2 touchdowns, 250 yards.
How many games are that's week 11? So there's 6 games
And
left.
he's still got.
Is he gonna play this week?
I
Probably
doubt
not.
it.
So he probably just goes week 12. Give me 28 catches, 469 yards,
Of course.
3 touchdowns.
I'm gonna go 3. Let's go 305 with a touchdown.
All right, Brandon.
Yeah, give me a torn ACL tomorrow.
Jesus, that's rude. But not nice. Not nice at all. All right, Vikings.
How crazy though would that be if they just signed Des Bryant, 2 days later he tears his Achilles, and then Brandon Marshall is trotting out to the freaking practice facility, trips over a rock or something, and tears his ACL.
I would feel bad. I don't.
I would feel bad too. I mean, that'd be terrible. But how crazy would that be?
It would be extremely nuts. I don't like guys getting hurt, but that would be
Then
absolutely
you know what they
crazy.
do? Then you know what they do? They go sign Terrell Pryor, who just got cut by the Bills.
He already got cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Matt Barkley is a decent quarterback. Dick. Stupid Matt Barkley. Son of a bitch.
Hey, hand me a cupcake.
Okay. All right. Vikings Bears, Brandon.
Screw the Bears. Give me the Vikings.
Classy. Give me the Bears at home. Close game. Should be fun, but Bears.
Let's go Vikings on the road.
Ooh, great. What you got?
Well, I have to take the. Well, I have the Bears, so I'm going to stick with the Bears.
Okay, so podcast goes Bears. That's probably what Brandon would like anyways, a bear.
Who'd you say, Jake?
Gummy bear.
Vikings.
Yeah, it's so nice. You know how much money I'm saving when you're not here? It's like $3 a week. Just saying. Okay, and then Monday night game, Rams-Chiefs. The field was absolute garbage from a Shakira concert in Mexico City a week ago
I saw that.
or a month ago.
I saw that.
So they have moved to LA. So another smoke bowl. So they're gonna not play on a shitty field, but instead play in the fires of Los Angeles. Thoughts and prayers to them. But for some reason they're still gonna play there. I don't know why they just didn't go somewhere else neutral that doesn't have forest fires and unsafe air conditions. But Chiefs-Rams, game of the year, obviously, besides Rams-Saints last week, right? Was that 2 weeks?
2 weeks
Two weeks ago. Sorry. Definitely going to be fun. 2 of the best offenses in football, and they're going to be in LA, which we know isn't a home field advantage because most of the people who go to LA, I think the Packers outsold Rams fans. A lot of teams outsold Rams fans this year because, LA fans are just trash.
They're all about those Lakers now, especially with
Yeah,
LeBron.
but they show up at halftime to most games. They're garbage. So this is tough. This is probably going to be the hardest game you're going to pick all week. Like I said, I don't think there's much of a home field advantage. I do like Mahomes a lot. I'm going to go with the upset. I mean, the Chiefs only lost us to the Patriots. I think that they win, and I think they beat the Rams. Brandon?
Yeah, I like it. But one thing I did see the Rams. This is an extra home game for them, obviously. What I saw, they had to add more tickets. So what they did is, I don't know if you guys saw this, but they gave tickets to the first responders, gave tickets to the victims who have suffered these terrible events that have happened these past couple days. But yeah, this game is going to be tough. Another game bounced back and forth. I mean, great. This is going to be another shootout, I think. High-scoring game Monday night. Give me the Rams.
Okay.
Jake?
I'm gonna go Chiefs on the road.
I like it. Gary, for the podcast.
Pick for me, Bear.
Going Chiefs. Okay.
Alrighty.
Got the Chiefs.
I think regardless, everybody wins here because this is going to be a great game. So I think if you stay up for Monday night, this is the one. I'll probably stay up for the entire game. And normally most Monday night games I don't because I just don't give a shit.
I think this week is the week that we have disagreed the most, if you look at it.
It's going to happen more as it comes down the stretch, There's going to be a lot of disagreements as we go. So we'll see. I mean, there's a lot.
So we had 13 games, and we disagreed on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Half of them.
All right.
More than half.
You have to put a tiebreaker in, so I made it Chiefs 37-34.
I'm okay with it. I like it. All right, so Brandon, we'll keep you on the line for the rest of the show if you don't mind. Can you hang with us? Not much left.
I mean, sure.
Great.
Appreciate it.
All right, so DraftKings picks, we're getting into that.
This is your thing.
Yes, quarterback, who you got this week?
Give me Cam Newton against that terrible Lions team that plays up in Detroit.
Okay, I like that. It's not a bad quarterback pick at all. Jake, go ahead with quarterback pick. Sorry.
I'm going to go with Marcus Mariota this week.
Okay, against the Colts.
Yep.
Give me Drew Brees against the Eagles. I think he just destroys them at home.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take Lamar Jackson against the Bengals this week.
I love it.
I picked him up in fantasy because I was hoping someone would trade Drew Brees so I could just use Lamar Jackson the rest of the year, because Flacco is potentially getting surgery and will probably be out for the rest of the year, especially because it doesn't look like the Ravens are going to go anywhere if they lose one more game. And I think Harbaugh's out as well, or he will be.
Do you think Lamar gets them several wins, though, to finish out? Do you think,
I think
if
he'll get
this happens, do you think he's the starter after this?
I think he may be, but Flacco still has a lot of money guaranteed, I think, so they got to keep him around until that contract runs. I don't know when
Unless they offload it, like what happened with Brock Osweiler.
It's very possible, but it has been 3 years, I think, so he probably only has 1 or 2 years left on that deal. And we'll see how Lamar Jackson plays, honestly. I mean, I think when he's come in to run the offense, it's been decent. There's still, his throwing obviously isn't good, but dude can run still, so we'll see. I'm gonna go a little bit off the wall this week, so Lamar Jackson.
Jake?
I already did my quarterback. Running back?
Oh, yes, running back. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go Zeke.
Yeah.
I've also got Zeke.
I've got Zeke as well this week.
Brandon?
Running back, give me Giants running back.
Saquon?
Yeah, Saquon Barkley, yeah. Couldn't think of his name.
All right, wide receiver. Jake?
Cooper.
Nice, I like it. Going with a couple Dallas guys. Bear?
Cooper Kupp? I wouldn't
He's
pick
out.
him. Thanks, Dub. You knob. Wide receiver this week, give me Tyreek the Freak. Marcus Peters cannot keep up with him. He can fly. So Mahomes, Tyreek, that'll be fun. Tyreek's going to score a couple again. Gary?
Even though I have the Giants losing, I don't even know who did I say they were playing and losing against?
Tampa.
Tampa, thank you. I have Odell Beckham going off.
Brandon,
Nice.
wide receiver?
Give me, that Bears defense is tough, but give me Adam Thielen.
Good pick.
That's the thing, though, is that their corners aren't. So if Cousins has time to throw, Thielen's going to get open. He's going to get the ball a lot. If Matt gets there and the line gets there, he's done. No chance.
All right, tight end.
Hurts.
Always a solid pick. That's who I picked last week.
He killed me last week in fantasy. I thought I had it there at halftime. Shit, did you see that? Wentz had nothing. Ertz had nothing. Jeffrey had nothing. I was like, oh, this is great. And then the second half, Dallas decided they didn't want to play defense anymore. Tight end this week, give me Jared Cook against the Cardinals. Someone's got to catch the ball there. He's finally going to score. I think he's been on a slump here lately, so Jared Cook.
I have another tight end destroying Dallas, Austin Hooper. Brandon?
Nice. Give me, you know what? Give me Eric Ebron.
Okay, that's a good pick.
Yeah,
All right.
give me Ebron.
Defense. Jake?
Steelers.
I also have the Steelers.
This is going to be a tough one this week. Give me, though, give me the Texans. I'm going to take Texans defense this week over the Redskins. It'll be a low-scoring game. 16-10, Texans, something like that.
Well, it should be the opposite of what you had last week. Yeah, the Bucks and Redskins are going to be a very high-scoring game.
And it should have been if Tampa could not turn the ball over on the 3-yard line every time.
Right. Brandon?
Brandon defense.
Give me, oh man, screw it. Give me the Panthers.
I'm surprised you didn't take Greg Olsen, too.
Yep.
I know. I should have.
So, all right, the last thing to round up and end the show, top 3 games you've watched or been to in your lifetime, don't care, but have, based on the game, not necessarily the team that, if your team won, top 3 games you've seen in your life. So anybody got honorable mentions? I do have one.
No, go ahead. I got 3.
All right. My honorable mention, October 7th, 2003, Yankees beat the Red Sox walk-off in Game 7 to send them to the World Series. Aaron Boone home run.
Aaron Bleepin' Boone.
You have an honorable mention there, Brandon?
No, I did not
Okay.
do any research on this.
It's
so
okay. You'll
this is
think
off the top of my head.
you'll think 3 games quick.
Well,
Jake, give it.
You got to think he's a Browns, Lions, and Notre Dame fan. There really isn't much lately that he can say is a good
Right.
game.
All right. It doesn't necessarily have to be your team either. Number 3, Jake.
I had Game 6 of the NBA Finals when Ray Allen hit that game-winning 3 to send the Heat to Game 7, where they
Against San Antonio?
They ended up winning the finals.
That was a good one.
Yeah, all of mine are my teams. So number 3 is the Ohio State beating Oregon National Championship 2015. I made it number 3 because I was sick. I was in a hotel room by myself. I got to watch it with absolutely nobody, and I probably woke that entire hotel room up the entire hotel up that day. One of my favorite games, Cardell just beating the shit out of Oregon, was absolutely fantastic. So that was my number 3.
Number 3 for me, 2007 Fiesta Bowl, Boise State over Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, you gave an honorable mention. Sorry.
Yeah. Boise State over Oklahoma, Statue of Liberty,
Loved it.
43-42. Awesome way. And then he proposed at the end of the game, the running back.
Ian Johnson.
Yep, proposed at the end of the game. Just an awesome. I remember watching that game and just like, holy shit, this is amazing. So that's my number 3. Brandon.
Nice. Man, I'm trying. I think I got my 2. Let me try to think of a third. Give me. Man. I don't know.
What do you mean you
I'm
don't?
trying to-
Okay,
Today, Junior.
then what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Game 4 of the 2004 ALCS win.
God, dick.
It was a good game.
It was awesome. I watched that whole game. And
Game 7 was my favorite.
I hate you both.
Yeah, that's very true. So yeah,
Okay. Jake, what was your number 2?
I had the 2014 semifinal versus Ohio State and Alabama.
Very good game.
Very good game. My number 2, September 1st, 2007. Appalachian State beats Michigan. Number 5, Michigan. Nobody had them, of course. Still one of my favorites. That's my number 2.
The old block kick. My number 2, Cleveland, Game 7, Golden State, obviously beating them. That was my number 2. Really, it's 1B. Like I said, I've seen a lot of good games. I've watched a lot of good games. I know that there should be honorable mentions. Alabama, Auburn, when Auburn returned the kick. I mean, there's so many good games out there, but my top 3 personally that I've watched.
I wonder
are
if the
always
3 of
when my
ours number 1 is
team
going to
won.
be the same. Should
Probably
be
not.
interesting. You don't think so?
No.
Okay. All right, Brandon. Number 1.
number 1. Even though Notre Dame lost 2005, the supposed Bush douchebag push. Notre Dame did lose, but that game, I mean, good Lord, that game was it was an awesome game. Didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but great game.
Fun fact on that, Brandon, that was the last time I rooted for Notre Dame ever. Besides this year. I want you to know that. I'm serious. Like
I doubt that,
I'm not joking.
but,
That was the last time I rooted for
believe
Notre
that,
Dame.
Actually, I believe that.
Besides when I rooted for them to beat Michigan first game of the year this year. That's it. Go Cuse. Go Orange.
All right. Jake, number 1.
My number 1 is Bears number 2, actually.
I just went number 1.
Well, I'm saying my number 1 to your number 2.
It was a joke.
He's a joke. Come on, Jake.
You know what? It's okay.
So Cleveland.
Cleveland coming back and winning the finals.
All right. My number 1, January 3rd, 2003, Ohio State
Yeah, we
beats
have the same
Miami in the national championship as an 11.5-point underdog. Fun fact about this, of the 43 players who started in this game, only 43 because Chris Gamble played both sides of the ball started. 37 of them eventually were NFL draft picks, 18 first-rounders, and of the 100 players who played in the game, 52 went on to be drafted, 58 went on to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, Miami was an absolute powerhouse then. So this was one of the biggest upsets of all time. 2, one of the greatest games of all time. This was like this was one of my first big sports memories, to be honest with you. I would have been 11, I think. So this was, I remember watching it. My uncle was in town. He lives in Manhattan. I was there with him. We went to a friend's house, one of his friend's house. They had a big party, watched the game. Absolutely amazing. I'll never remember that night. It was the first time I ever got to see one of my teams win a championship, live.
You'll never remember it or never forget it?
What'd I say?
Never remember?
Well, I mean, I might not now with all the alcohol I drank, but yeah, definitely never forget it. Definitely one of the best sports memories of my entire life. Really cool. So that is always my number one. Like I said, there's so many good games I've watched, and yeah, these might not necessarily be it, but for me personally, that's
that
what
was
I
definitely
enjoy.
my number one.
They're most heartfelt to me. That's what really matters, because there's a lot of other good games.
Like when they talked about that flag that shouldn't have been a flag, and then they came out later, like the
That
ref
was.
association said, "Oh, that was a great call."
Yeah, it was pass interference.
Yep, it was. So fantastic. All right, well, to kind of wrap this up, Brandon, after Jake and Bear get their words in, I want you to end the show like you used to when you used to be here. So as always, thank you to our sponsors. Of course, Crandall's Quality Lawn Care, PNC Bank, Verizon Wireless. Thank you. And, of course, All Wear Clothing, the original sponsor of Over the Line Sports Podcast. Check us out on Twitter at OTL Sports Pod, Facebook, Over the Line Sports Podcast. And, of course, you can listen to us on Podbean, on Spotify, and guess what? Now we're on iTunes. So check us out on iTunes, and this will be amazing. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Sleep tight.
Brandon, this phone call has been an hour and 11 minutes. You better send me a check.
Did I hear Cupcakes?